There are many great days that fans remember from the Six Nations, but one, for many, stands out above the rest. Super Saturday 2015. Super Saturday is the last round of the Six Nations where all the games are played back to back on a Saturday instead of being spread between two of the Friday, Saturday or Sunday. Brilliant pub day if you don't have tickets. Wales, England and Ireland were all in with a chance to win the championship that day, and all they did everything to go their way. The championship thus far had left each of the three teams on 6 points, having all won 3 and lost 1, and all three going to their respective games as favourites meant tries were needed to likely win the championship on points difference. Wales, with hopes of winning their third championship in 4 years, would start the day just as they needed to with a flying 61-20 win over the Azzurri in Rome, with some fantastic tries from Jamie Roberts, Sam Warburton and George North, and a pretty nice one from Italy too. Wales were now confident that that could be enough to win the championship on points difference, even if Ireland and England won their respective games, and potentially hoped that it could suck the confidence out of the other teams, who would now need massive scorelines to catch Wales's plus 53 points difference. As England hosted France at home, a team they couldn't afford to underestimate, and Ireland went to Murrayfield to play Scotland, where they had lost the last 2 times they had played there, in 2013 and 2011. But this scoreline didn't drop the heads of Ireland and England. If anything, it inspired them. Ireland were next up at Murrayfield, where they needed to win by 21 points to overtake Wales, but who knew if that would be enough to win the championship with England and France still to play. So Ireland came out swinging, with captain Paul O'Connell scoring their first try in the 4th minute, but it would take them 20 more minutes to score the next. Ireland were now 17-3 up on the Scots, and looking good to get the 21-point winning margin they needed. But disaster struck on the 29th minute when microbial... That should say mercurial. When mercurial Scottish fly half Finn Russell scored against the run of play after some poor play by Rob Kearney for his first Scotland try, and captain Greg Laidlaw slotting the conversion that brought the game back to within a score for Scotland. But Ireland wouldn't be spooked that easily, and went in at the break 20-10 up after Johnny Sexton slotted a penalty on the 33rd minute. They came out in the second half much like the first, scoring 2 penalties and a try in the opening 20 minutes, before Sean O'Brien sealed the win for Ireland with his second try of the game in the 71st minute, leaving the score 40-10, enough points ahead of Scotland to take them above Wales. But that wasn't the end of the drama at Murrayfield, where Scotland fullback and grade A twat Stuart Hogg got over the line and appeared to score. But on table review, it was spotted that he dropped the ball, which would come back to play a massive role later in the day, and the game ended 40-10 to the Irish, which would whitewash the Scots and leave the English with a monumental task to try and rip the title out of Ireland's hands. England would now need to win by 26 points to win their first title in 4 years, but would that be too much of an ask against this French team? Well, England came out flying after France threw a wild pass that went to no one, but was found by Jonathan Joseph, who combined with Mike Brown and George Ford, who threw an offload, letting Ben Youngs cross the line only 2 minutes in. They couldn't, could they? But it wasn't plain sailing from there. France would score twice in quick succession, with Toulouse Board scoring in the 13th minute after a pass from Ben Youngs went astray, and Nakataki scoring in the 17th minute to give France a 15-7 lead. But England would come back fighting, first with a penalty, but then with 2 tries before half-time to make the score 27-15 at the break. But the 12-point lead wasn't enough. They needed to come out in the second half with more. But France would strike first, with a try almost as quick as Youngs's at the start of the game. But that only seemed to inspire England further, who went on to score 3 tries in the following 11 minutes, with France scoring another in there too, which brought the score to 40-8. We also got this amazing moment in all of that, which I just think is hilarious every time I see it. Almost as iconic as when the same man asked what ruck was.
Can I just get some clarity on the ruck thing? What do we need to do for it to be a ruck?
But anyway, England had an 18-point lead with the best part of 20 minutes to go, and they were starting to believe. But disaster would strike on the 65th minute. France scored another to bring it 48-35. England needed 2 converted tries to win the game, and time was running out. But Jack Nowell stepped up and scored his second try of the game in the 74th minute to give England a chance. 1 more try. That's all they needed. 1 more try. And in the last minute of the game, England would find themselves on France's line with a line-out, pushing from the maul formed in the aftermath for the whitewash. But the ball would come loose and France would win a penalty, with the clock in the red. So naturally they took a quick tap. Wait, what? But they eventually kicked the ball dead for England to narrowly lose out on the Six Nations title once again, and to give Ireland back-to-back championship titles. But remember that Stuart Hogg drop ball at the end of the Ireland game? If he had scored that and Scotland had scored the conversion, England would have won the championship. Talk about fine margins, eh? And if you want to learn about another championship that came down to fine margins in 1973, where England did win the championship, and Ireland and France and Wales and Scotland too, no, I didn't misspeak. Well, you can learn all about that along with 5 other facts you didn't know about the Six Nations by watching this video right here. Thanks for watching.